50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Vicky, you were in college,
Yeah.
and around during the heyday.
yeah.
So if
yeah.
you're saying that tells me there's something to it.
Bruh, it was next level. And I'm talking about, I was in there for when they played Washington. I've been in there for Oklahoma, Nebraska. I've been in there for Colorado, Nebraska, 1-2s, 1-3s. And look, it was good, but that was next level.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Live from the 93.7 The Ticket studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Inside the Huddle with Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Fires a pass, and it's intercepted by the Huskers at the 25, Jay Foreman. And Foreman takes it down to the 19-yard line of Oklahoma. Another big play by the Blackshirts.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Sponsored by Advanced Medical Imaging.
What up? Once again, a happy Sunday morning, Harrison. Finally. Seemed like that week after losing to Illinois was almost a month. But it's Victory Sunday once again on Inside the Huddle. Jay Foreman, brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging, 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. We'll take care of all your imaging needs and your wants and put together a good game plan, hopefully to remedy anything that you need to get taken care of in the near and distant future. But what was in the horizon was a little bit of Harrison, a tale of two halves. Yeah. And sometimes, when a team, I guess, or a player kind of lets themselves down per se, or has a little bit of a hangover, and the hangover can be obviously the hangovers that we really like is the party after a game, but the hangovers. There's two type of hangovers that you can have, and I think if you really take a really realistic and non-biased, look at the Nebraska seasons, they've had a little bit of both. And the first hangover you can have is, you play UTEP, you get through that, you look pretty good, you play a lot of players, and then here comes the media machine and the ultra talented at like every skill position. Offense and defense in Colorado, plus, one of the greatest football players ever, and quite frankly, the best corner to ever play, and comes with the whole aura of Deion Sanders in Colorado. No matter how good they really are on the field, it is somewhat of, you get credit for beating them, right? You get just, no matter what, you know what I'm saying? You beat Colorado, you beat Deion. Shouldn't be like that, but that's what it is. Big personalities from Shador, Travis Hunter, and Shiloh. And so you beat them and beat the brakes off them pretty good, right? And so that's your first hangover. Because the next week, right, you play Northern Iowa, which is a totally different type of team. A well-established coach, program, and they're going to be physical, and because that's just who they are and who they've always been. And so you have to deal with the ultimate success, right, with the potential of being ranked. Well, then eventually you beat them and kind of walk through the game, showed a little bit of leakage or weakness of being able to handle success and being very consistent in the early parts of the season. And you get through it, right? You end up only holding them to 3 points, but it's kind of one of those things like a golfer where you haven't been to the range, haven't seen your swing coach, but all the work that you maybe have put in, you kind of been able to kind of scathe through some tournaments or some rounds, right? And then you play Illinois, right? And you're a great matchup, and you beat them last year. And you think in your mind, right? You don't know. There's a difference between thinking. You think that you've put in the same amount of energy, the time, the preparation, the ramp up on a short week because it's a Friday night game, right? Where you have all the advantages in your going your way. It's a short week. It's at home. It's a night game. They have to travel. You can have extra time to rest, recovery, walkthrough sessions in your kind of in your area.
Mm-hmm.
And you go out there and was nowhere near the team that you're capable of playing, and then you kind of lost at the very end, right? So it's not it's not an ugly win, right? It's an ugly loss. So then you got to strap it up and go on the road and deal with that, and it's almost like a mini bye week, and they'll suck. When you
what do you mean by like a mini bye week?
Well, because okay, here's why it's like I call it a mini bye week because you play Friday night,
right?
You got 2 days off, 2 full days off.
Okay, I see.
You know what I'm saying?
The Friday tournament.
Yeah, so it's not a full bye week. So I'm like, you're done. You're like, it's almost like Thursday night football for NFL. You always say, oh, you got the players usually get Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You never get a day off in the NFL, pretty much. Well, you got 2 full days off, assuming on the weekend. And then you got to watch everybody else play, and then you got to replay the plays in the game individually and collectively that you didn't play up nowhere near to your capabilities or your expectations. So you got to deal with that hangover, and then automatically you have I always equate it to when you go to Chuck E. Cheese and they had Mac-a-mole or whatever, yeah. Here comes the coaches, or not the coach. Here comes the evaluators. You got the X's and O's guys that you never see put a face on it, but they know how to break down plays. You got guys that'll eventually have they got a strong opinion after one loss, right? And then so you got to deal with that, and then also you have to recognize it too as a player, coach, and everybody that's really really deeply involved. And then you got to go on the road to probably one of the most boring places to play, and a team that's desperate, and a coach that's desperate, and you got to expect their best effort. Because oddly enough, even though Purdue went up to Oregon State and got beat pretty handily, they actually were playing a lot, playing better. They're just not, obviously we've seen in a second, they're just not very good, no depth or whatever. So you got to expect to have their best shot. And then on top of it, it's the maturity factor. It doesn't, everybody thinks like, oh, well, and you're 18 years old, so you should be mature when you're in high school. Oh, you've been playing in college or here around Nebraska, say your 4th or 5th year, whatever it is. So you should know how to prepare, focus, compete, move on, all this stuff, and be mature. That's what everybody assumes.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy. I'll just say that straight up. I mean, right, it's 18, 19, 20.
Yeah, but when you're 23, 24, they expect you to.
When you get to your Cam Ward, it's like you definitely do expect another level of maturity.
Yeah, for Miami and stuff. Mm-hmm. But he's been through the grinder of being up there off the beaten path in Washington State. So he was bringing that kind of lunch pail mentality to a high-profile program. But with our team, with the new regime, and I always say this is the first real year that Matt Rule is kind of he implemented his stuff last year, but I always feel like the first year you're on the fly.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to bet, I can't speak for him, I'm pretty sure he knows the players a little bit more, right?
You would hope so, right? Year 2, I mean, you're building towards it.
Sure. Well, yeah, but here's my point here about maturing. Maturing, people think it is, but if you have habits that need to be broken, it takes like sometimes 2 or 3 seasons, off seasons to break it. Sometimes, it's just too little, too late. And so this was a maturity game. can we refocus, be motivated, individually motivated, and go up there, get off the bus, kick butt, go home, reset, amp it up 5 times because we got Rutgers coming in here in a week. That takes some maturity. It takes some want to. It takes some team-led leadership and accountability and some hard conversations that we have to have individually. I said it last week. The hardest conversation is going to be who you talk to dead in that mirror. You can't say, oh, Harrison, didn't block this and so-and-so didn't call this play, or, what did you do? And so then you have a slow start, right? And that's, where Nebraska was. I thought it was a little bit telling was when they did the kind of bull in the ring, or kind of like the one-on-one thing before to get the energy going.
What do you make of that?
Well, again, you have a pulse on your team. You got to get it up. Well, first of all, he ain't leaving no stone unturned. You get what I'm saying? Look, I mean, Matt Rule said, listen, hey, we going to do something. We ain't going to just sit there. And that's a credit to Matt Rule and the staff and whoever, maybe he felt it or whatever. If it was predetermined, it doesn't matter. See, what you have to look at is you see a problem. I have to try to fix the solution. So listen, I'm not going to let you chance for any of you guys or any of the team is sit there and like, woe is me. We got to go play Purdue, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we're playing at 11 a.m. and all that. No. Oh, no. Okay, so we're playing at 11 a.m. Guess what? Mano y mano. Wake up, Jack. You know what I'm saying? And so I like it. And then before we dive into some of the stats, also, here's the difference between year 1 and year 2 when you're a new coach and you're coming in with actually true, tangible accountability, real expectations, putting in effort as a coach and recruiting and all that, right? It's significantly different. Is that a fair assessment?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Here's what the fan doesn't understand, and that's fine. And we'll get to you, AA Ryan. Appreciate you being up here early on a Sunday. The first year, now with this day and age of college football, especially with the transfer portal, everybody that maybe doesn't have an option to leave but wants to stay here are on their best behavior. Most of them. And Matt Rule's done a good job, and obviously Tommy Hill is the poster child of, hey, didn't start off on the right foot. I'm not going to put you on the milk carton like some coaches in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let you earn your way back, and obviously it's worked out pretty well for the team. Tommy Hill and Matt Rule had confidence. I mean, he's building trust within players, saying like, hey, these are my rules. Okay, if you break it, okay, then you got to earn your way back. And when you earn your way back, I'm not going to hold it against you. And that's what you want. That's you earn the trust. The first year, everybody's on their best behavior, right? They're going to show up on time. They're going to work hard. They're going to probably go above and beyond to prove themselves for the new coach, right?
Yeah, you want to play.
Right, you want to play. You want to keep your spot. Mm-hmm. Because here's the little, thing dangling on here's the transfer portal in high school recruiting is also real for the present day players on the staff, because you easily can be replaced. If you don't think so, look at Dion. The first year, hey, he came in here, everybody's gone except 5. They need right. There's like 5 dudes left, right? Mm-hmm. So that's in their brain. So they know. And I'm granted, I don't think Matt Rule is going to be to that extent, but I'm just saying it could happen. So that's in the back of your mind. So you're on your best behavior. So that's how you get, okay, well, I got to be locked in. I got to do this. I want to continue to do it. Well, now this is the second year. Now, the coaches and the coaching staff and evaluators can kind of really see who the players are, because they're probably a little bit more comfortable. Now we were able to keep a good portion of our good players, but you start to see what makes them tick and what they do and don't do well, what they really are like, maybe some stuff that you heard before, or actually what they've maybe remedied, or what they need to work on now, present day, and then obviously moving forward. So your team better because you spent more time with them. You've been through your second offseason with Corey Campbell and company. You've done I think they do mat drills or whatever I've seen on the online. They do the offseason stuff. So you've pushed guys maybe even a little bit harder, right? So you can see if they got a breaking point or not. You can see who can really step up to the competition and who really wants to take their game to the next level. Then you have an influx of new talent by having an even better transfer portal class, because now you know exactly what you think you need on this team to compete in the Big Ten and versus the first year, because you're kind of figuring out, right? Yeah. Right. And then you get Dylan in there. That's why it was so important for him to push buttons before the game yesterday. Now, it wasn't a direct reflection, but obviously he had a vibe on the team. And I wouldn't even say that they didn't have energy. I felt like the execution was bad, especially on the offense, where you moved the ball, right?
Yeah, it's just like penalties, and then all of a sudden we're shooting ourselves in the foot. It was kind of just some of the same patterns where it's like things were moving and you would find ways to bog yourself down.
Right. It's
like
the
defense.
Right. Okay, we're going for it on fourth down. Yeah. Now we missed the first field goal, but we decided, okay, we're going to be aggressive, right? This is what you do. You got to come in and put the dagger in the heart. We'll start throwing some haymakers.
Yeah, and I'm okay with going on fourth like that. Right. I'm totally fine with
I'm too. It's 4th and 1. Mm-hmm. Probably would have made it because like we were starting to kind of get some, 4th and 1, people get cranked up, boom, offsides. Now we're at 4th and 6. Mm-hmm. Now you see, and that's when you jump offsides. For everybody listening, and we'll obviously podcast and repost it. When you jump off sides, even though you still have the ball, and it goes from 4th and 1 to 4th and 6, that's essentially a 5-yard tackle for loss. That's the way I look at it, right? So just imagine you being out there and you hand it off, and I get hit. It's like, well, then it's like, all right, well, we'll give you a do-over because right? So then it's like you take the momentum out because as a play caller, I'm sure they're thinking like, okay, we're going to get this first down. Then they're thinking 2 or 3 plays ahead. Well, then now they got to go back to 2 or 3 plays behind and go to their 4th and 6th play. There's not a lot of plays that you have at 4th and 6th. You have things that you like. Well, now the advantage goes to Purdue. Now it's like, oh, we're going to try a field goal. Okay, we really didn't want it. So that's already in their mindset over there for the snapper, holder, and kicker. Yeah. Well, all right, now we need you to kick it. Boom, now we kick it. Now it's like, okay, here we go again, right? I'm big on the cause and effect. And there's college football, unlike the pros that we'll watch here or we'll listen to be here on the ticket at noon and then obviously later, the momentum shifts are crucial in college football. Crucial. And how you like ride those waves or kind of steady those tides lead you to wins and losses. Now, the great thing about it is you're able to essentially go in there 0-0, right? They missed the field goal. We missed 2, right, in the first half. We were able to kind of get our bearings together after a relatively slow start, I think, for the defense on the road. Felt like we were sticking on blocks a little bit, but then we started getting our jelly right. And you know what? I think it was a really good game for our safeties after last game. Deshaun Singleton and Gifford and Hartzog as well came in and tackled. I felt like they tackled way better than they had last week. And I think that settled down Purdue in the sense of, okay, yeah, there were some holes there and you need to kind of tighten some stuff up, but we were able to do some stuff. And then I think the defense started to kind of get going a little bit. And then the offense started to get going. And I'm going to tell you this before we go to break, and then we'll get into some stats and stuff like that and a couple of players of the game, Harrison. You know what the turnaround of the game was?
Turnaround of the game.
You want to know what got the party started?
For me, the pick six.
The pick six was you?
Yeah, but it felt like we were already heading in the right direction at that point.
No, here's the guy who won the game. Here's who won the game.
Let's hear it.
Brian Buschini.
Buschini?
Okay, listen to just check the follow. Just roll with me here.
He did have some nice punts out there.
He's the overall player of the game. Punted well. Coming out of halftime, according to the stats aren't never because they're just guesstimating up there. But just according to the stats, we're just going to roll with this. You know who the leading tackler on the team was? Brian Buschini. He was tied. Hold on. Starting the second half. Right? Hold on. No, yeah, Harrison. Now, listen, that's the reaction that I wanted. Right? The 2 missed field goals or the blocker, and then he had to make a tackle on a punt. And then guess what? To start his first punt when there's a big return, he dumped truck the dude. He had 3 tackles.
Shout out Buschini.
Okay.
How many times has he been in that position where he's got to make?
He's effective, tackle? Right? So Harrison, straight up, I think it was tweeted out by somebody. It was by Steve Merrick. Big shout out to Steve Merrick. We did Black Shirt Breakdown. It's going to be good. He was the now. Granted, the guys on defense were playing good, but listen, it's not just that he. First, you don't ever want him to be tackling like that and to give it up. He makes a tackle, but it's not. It's his last tackle though, Harrison. The last tackle, the energy was still low. The game was like 0-0,
Yeah.
right? It was a pillow fight, right? Who was going to do the dumbest thing next, right? Buschini came, hit the guy, picked him up, and dumped him. The sidelines ultimately gets energized. There we go. We go down and score. We stop him. Next thing you know, then we get your play, the dagger in the heart, right? Because even when Bullock scored, everybody's like, oh, there's a flag on the play. It should be on us. No. Touchdown. Then we get the other one. Game over. Started with him. People won't give him credit. Now, I'm not big to give specialists credit. He tackled well when he had to, because if he didn't make those tackles on punt and the block and the field goal block, they could have very easily scored. Listen, there isn't a next line of defense when the punter is making the tackle, right?
Yeah, it's to the house if you whiff.
Right. All jokes aside, he got him out of bounds. One time he got his helmet knocked off. He was mad. Right there. And I like it. He got a little spicy, but then he was extra spicy when he picked him up and dump trucked him. This dead serious. During the break, I want you to look at it and tell me, watch the sideline where they got hyped. Defense came out there and started. Jamari Butler made the tackle for loss the next play. So that's the player of the game. That's the play of the game. It's momentum shifts. Nebraska took that momentum play and just blew the doors off of Purdue. And now, granted, the offense have to, do it. But listen, give the guy credit. You know what it's equivalent to, and it's funny enough that we're playing Rutgers next week, is when we were down 13-0. Anthony Grant got the screen pass, looked the dude up, blew him up, ran him over. Sidelines go there. We end up winning 14-13. Something like you have to look with the cause and effect. This is the difference of the team. They're able to ride those momentum. Now, what we have to do as a team, all right, is guys need to get over each other, get over themselves. Enough is enough. Like I always say, enough is enough. Okay, show up, play to your potential, right from the get-go. You got 7 games left. Don't be there and then say, okay, we're going to do it at the very end against Iowa day after Thanksgiving. Everybody's got L-tryptophan or whatever. We over there half dead on the couch anyways because we ate so much turkey and drank wine the night before. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. Come back. We'll look at some stats. Right? Look, even my man Eric. See, Eric said he got hyped. The punter.
We'll see if we can find that on YouTube. We're going to play that for everybody on the
we're going to take a quick break. We're going to find Brian Boom laying the Boom Buschini, starting the party off. Jay Foreman inside the huddle, brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging. Quick break, and we'll be right back.
Kingdom Sports Minute with Ron Brown.
Yankees outfielder Roger Maris got a serious illness while breaking Babe Ruth's single-season home run record in 1961. During the final weeks of the season, as he closed in on the record, his hair began to fall out in small clumps. The doctor reassured him that the hair loss was from the stress that was wearing him down. Maris's anxiety came from the fans who didn't want him to break Ruth's record. Yankee fans were cheering for his teammate Mickey Mantle to break the record before falling behind due to an injury. Anxiety, pressure, and fear of failure are all things that athletes and coaches experience. Sports can be obsessed with awards and accolades, making it nearly impossible to feel any sense of contentment. Paul knew something about feeling anxiety and advised the Philippians on how to handle it. He includes possibly the most helpful passage on contentment in all the scriptures. This contentment is the essence of joyful living in a stressful world. Paul commands us not to worry in Philippians 4:6. Do not be anxious about anything. Your sport would include anything.
Visit kingdomsports.online.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in September. Try their brand new caramel apple butter cream cheese or apple coffee cake muffins through their new partnership with local apple orchard Picnic Hill. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Join us this Tuesday, October 1st from 6 to 8 a.m. when the break meets the bird. That's right, early break at Early Bird, 19th and K from 6 to 8 a.m. Stop by, see myself, Steve Sipple, and Bill Bush for a live remote and the best breakfast in town with free parking. Early Bird, 19th and K on Tuesday, October 1st. We'll see you there.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
With a Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Hurry.
This deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Have you been accused of a crime and don't know where to turn? At Liberty Law Group, we understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you're up against the legal system, you need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. Liberty Law's experienced trial attorneys are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Don't let a criminal charge ruin your life. Call Liberty Law at 877-42-LIBERTY. Advocates you need, trial attorneys you can trust. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Back to Inside the Huddle, sponsored by Advanced Medical Imaging. Here is your host, Jay Foreman.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle, brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging, 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. All your imaging needs, you got Dr. Razdan and Dr. Finn. They do a good job. I just was over there, and Dr. Finn has done a really good job also with Dr. Razdan, taking over my upper and lower half issues and kind of explaining to me what I have going on, what my future looks like, but they will also do the same for you. Always A1 help and honest evaluation over there. So look them up, Advanced Medical Imaging online, and then also 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. They will probably welcome walk-ins as well. But did you have a chance to look up Brian Land the Boom Bushini?
I was looking at the Big Ten did not include it in the highlight package.
It was there.
It was?
It was there. Not in that package, but it happened.
Okay.
Trust me.
Oh,
okay?
yeah, I believe it.
We got a text here from my man, A.A. Ron. He said Ryan Walters and his presser looked like we took his soul. He wasn't doing well. I think he thought he could steal that game. And
I mean, rightfully so, right? You get to, I mean, if you're Walters, you get to halftime like, hey,
yeah,
like we're in this thing. Like
and
we just need a spark.
And he said, because they did a pregame show with or not pregame show, but they do like, talks with the coaches. So he had told the announcers, essentially, this is the best that it could go for him. Just didn't have enough, and we end up wearing him out. He played at Colorado. I don't feel sorry for him. I like him.
I mean,
he kind of still jacked up though.
As a Bears Husker football fan and a Bulls fan, I don't feel sorry for anyone until I start winning again.
Yeah. Eric says he said he's with Jay or with me. The crowd got a little hyped out with the tackle. So talking about that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the also he said this, and this is probably why you couldn't find it. He said the announcers were so bad, which they were.
They were bad.
They didn't even credit him with the tackle, which is idiot. I wouldn't say idiot, which is obviously stupidity or whatever you want to call it. Bad, announcing, because he made a solo tackle. It's number 13.
Yeah, you and Nick Sainert would never be doing that at your high school games.
Nope.
Yeah.
But here's what you do. If you do make a mistake, you go back and give it to him.
Yeah,
and we've done that. Yeah, you got to. And you know what? That's a little bit of a tip to refs. If you make a mistake, go back and try to figure it out. Obviously, the reffing was suspect at best. I feel like the offensive pass interference called on Fedoni was a predetermined call. And I'm gonna tell you this: give Ryan Walters credit. You have plays that you probably bring to the refs and kind of put it in their mind, but still, as a ref, you don't predetermine that call.
I see what you're saying. So Walters is like, hey, watch that pick play.
Right.
I've been seeing in previous games.
And that was not pass interference. Thomas Fedoni did it was actually a phenomenal. I feel like I'm talking from a defensive standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
He did a really good job of running at you and contorting his body.
Yeah, he swung.
Right.
It was perfect.
It was perfect. And that now I can't speak for Coach Rule and Coach Satterfield because he's a tight end coach. I liked it. I thought it was a horrible call, changing it and whatever. But as we get into these stats right here, we got Zach. Zach will get you. He says, I think it was the opening kickoff of the second half where Bushini made the big tackle. Yes, it was. I told you. He got the party started. Boom. Brian laying the boom, boom, Bushini. Yes, there was times Brian boom, boom, Bushini. Listen, last week, you kicked the wrong direction. This week, you set the party off. That's why he was spicy. That's why he had a little vinegar in his, you know what? Yeah, I hear you. See, he said, but you know what? I like it that you're a competitor. I like it.
I mean, we've talked about this before. He's had multiple times. This wasn't just last game.
No.
It's been all season and last season.
He'll get in there.
Yeah.
He'll get in there.
He'll put the helmet down.
Yeah, we might have to put him in there on goal line.
Honestly.
But you know what? I like it, though. He probably felt bad that he, was supposed to be left punt, right punt, a big return, and everybody's, taking shots at the punter and this, and this. And they only get like 5 times a play. So if you mess up, you're horrible or, whatever. I get it. I understand. Then you have him like, snap, hold, kick troubles and all this, whatever. But I like it, though. I like it, though. I like it. And then also the other tackle he had, his helmet came off and he was, I like it. I like the edge. I like it. But it was a big play in the game. Dirty Tony and the boys, he says it definitely was a rub route call, but Fedoni broke that guy's ankles with the juke. Bad call. Yeah, it was. That was the call. Rub route and the pick and all that.
I think that's what they saw. I think he's right. I think the defender ended up stumbling because he's bracing like, oh, I'm going to get hit here.
That's
like
on him.
It is on him. But I think the refs see
you going to call traveling on Allen Iverson for crossing Jay Foreman up?
Some refs at first the refs do.
Yeah,
they figured it out.
And
that's the problem.
they started to always call carry.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it was Tim Donahue and he was mad at him and all that. But at the end of the day, bad calls. But let's look at the stats a little bit. First of all, on defense, obviously, I'm gonna go right in here, and there's 2 guys I'm gonna say that are the players of the game, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. My man John Bullock has been the best player on defense, whether you like it, love it, or hate it. He is. He's been the most consistent. He's made the biggest strides from last year, and he made huge strides last year, going from kind of a safety hybrid to actually looking like a linebacker, and he started to play like a linebacker. Now he had experience from last year, and he's been very consistent. He's been physical, and big ups on him. A sack each of the last 2 games, but then he had a pick 6. Mm-hmm. This dude right here is playing, and look, he made the decision to come back. He made it for the right reasons. He's all in. You got to give him a ton of credit, right? He's been consistent. Dude's been balling, and there ain't no doubt about it. Also, I want to give a shout out to now, obviously Isaac Gifford. I think he played well, and I said Deshaun Singleton. I want to give out to is Sierra right? Hey, he locking cats down.
He looked good.
The only thing I have wrong with him, look, man, when you blow your tire a little bit, you got to get out of the game. But I like it that he's staying in the fight, right? That means he's invested. And you know why I like it? Because he knows this is an opportunity. He wants to take advantage of every opportunity. He's been waiting for the opportunity to play, and he's exceeded expectations.
Give him a run for the money. He looks good.
No. Conversations are different. Mm-hmm. Conversations are different. My man is all in. And listen, the footwork and playing man-to-man, hey, he ain't going nowhere. And he's built great for a man-to-man corner, kind of long arms, not too skinny and all that. I want a big shout-out to him. There's other guys that played well. I think Hartzog did well. I think he sometimes got caught in a little bit of a chase position against tight ends.
There's some situations too where the coverage ended up he had to cover the tight end.
He had to cover the tight end.
He did a good job sometimes.
He did a good job of it. But then also what people don't understand is, like, I think a couple times Card broke contain, and that's just you're just in a run. You're just in a survivor mode right there. And so again, a team defense. And then also I guess you know MJ Sherman had a sack and a half. It was good to see him get going. And then the sack man, James Williams.
Yeah,
we got to come up with a name with him.
James Williams.
They call him the sack man. James.
That don't sound right to me.
Big Game Williams.
James Big Game Williams.
No, that's not it. I was like,
that doesn't have the same ring as Bring the Boom Bushini.
I was like Big Games because I like James Worthy was my favorite. That's what we call him, Big Game James Worthy. I don't know. I'm gonna come with him.
Yeah, we can dial one up for him.
He like, you know what he is? He's like a prey mantis out there.
You got to connect the dots for me there.
He's long.
All right.
I mean, he's got long legs, long arms. He ain't like big. He don't look like he ain't got no big old arms. But my man be getting it in.
All right, so we got the mantis out there. Whatever you want to spice it up with, the mantis.
He's the mantis. He's the mantis. He is.
Williams is the mantis.
All yes, right. He's the mantis, and the mantises are savages too.
So, yeah, they're nasty.
Yeah. Then on offense, obviously, I want to give a shout out to Emmett Johnson. I felt like with Boom Boom Machini, and then Emmett kind of waiting his turn. Came in and turned the tide. Now, granted, the opportunities of holes and stuff maybe weren't there at the beginning of the game. That's when Dowdell got, I think, most of his carries. I think 7 of his 9 carries or 6 of his 9 carries was in the first half. But Emmett came in and brought a different type of running style that was opened up by Ja'Cory Barney really killing him on the edges. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of byproduct of timing of the game. But it was good that he came in, was very effective in pass protection. Very effective in when he got carries, 8 carries for 50 yards, 6.3 a carry. But here's is also really, really important. He had a 27-yard screen pass when Nebraska was backed up for like second or first. It was first down or second and down and like 28.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what happened. I think it was a penalty and a bad sack.
Penalty, bad sack. So you're bad. What do we got to do? Run a screen pass. First of all, blocked excellently. And so give shout out to the offensive line. Had, I think, Latowski or something running down there. Didn't really have anybody to block. But then Emmett was patient and kept turning up the yards and got that big 27-yard reception.
It's that part. He's patient with it.
Right. And then,
that's important. You got to wait for your guys to make a hole for you, block for you. And then when he sees it, I think what separates him for me is he hits the line. When he sees that hole, he goes north and south. You never catch him dancing with his feet back there.
No,
he's slow with it, waiting for it, and then he hits it and he goes.
And he does it, and he does it effective, and he can make you miss in a phone booth.
Yeah, and you might say Dante's the more explosive one, but I just give me the back who's going to move the chains consistently, and I think they can both play off of each other.
And I think it depends on the game. I think obviously they had Mazuka in the first couple games, and so that inside outside, every running back was running it excellent, and I think that was going to be a staple of Nebraska's offense, and they were running it right off the butt of the guard, and Dowdell was, you can't tell Colorado game and even Northern Iowa game he was running, he just wasn't getting opportunities. So I think the good thing about it, and you want to give a shout out to Coach EJ Barthel as well, is that he's developed 4 guys. He had Gabe Irvin in there. We had a sight in him. They kind of ran like a kind of a tight end reverse with him, right? Mm-hmm. He almost scored. Ramir, unfortunately, got his touchdown taken back. That's and it was great for Ramir. So he's effective. He's kind of your Swiss Army knife, and he's Mr. Consistency. Then you got the power back in Dante Dowdell, and then you got a little bit of everything with Emmett, and that's what you need. It's going to take everybody, every game. It doesn't matter what position you play. We talked about the punter. I feel like Buschini turned the game. Look, listen. This is the one thing about special teams. They say it's special. You have the distinct opportunity that you start the party off every game and every half. There's going to be a kick or kickoff return, and what you decide to do with it is up to you. We kicked it off, and he blew that dude up, and they started right there. I always say this, and I was told this by my man Doak, is like a good way you can evaluate a team is kickoff team and kind of kickoff return, generally kickoff team. You see what their weight program look like, size. You tell speed and how they attack blocks on kickoff, let you know if they have a physical mentality. You got the punter in there putting your face in there. Go ahead, boom, boom. I'm going to give you another love up in there. But ultimately, I think, where Nebraska was at in the second half is excellent, right? You go pretty much 21-0 in the fourth quarter, 28 points in the second half. And then also, Dylan was, really on offensively in the first half. I'm going to, go back to this, was really Dylan. I felt Dylan and Banks and Nair and, Fedoni, I think they kept even though the offense was struggles with like missed opportunities and obviously self-inflicted wounds, I think Dylan righted the ship. I think because he was consistent and never lost faith.
Well, yeah, he didn't make things worse, right? Just
You're
kept
right.
composure.
He was
moving the ball.
He was completing passes.
Yeah, it's just
but we kept getting penalties.
Yeah,
and we weren't running the ball. Now we were able to get on the edges, but we weren't conventionally made able to run the ball. But then once we got started, then he was able to kind of hand it over to the other guys. And so I think what we have to understand in order to get to where Nebraska wants to get to, which is obviously a bowl game, and then I always say plus. That means getting some plus wins. It's going to take everybody on this team at some point in time to pull their weight. I'm dead serious. You're going to have to look. And also I'm going to give another shout out as well. And granted, by me getting shout outs, I'm also recognizing that first half that cannot happen. Mm-hmm. Okay. I just want to be clear here. That cannot happen ever again. Give a shout out to Gunnar Gatula. Me and Nick had called at least 2 years of his games. He's a local kid, and he came in, I think, early enrollee. Never looked out of place in his first spring. Didn't play last year. Wasn't projected to play a lot this year because, you had Teddy, and then you had Turner. He gets thrown into action, and this is his first real start. And I think he handled himself pretty well. Now, I'm sure it wasn't perfect, right? But I think you could be somewhat encouraged. So, and it's a lot of pressure on him.
I don't think he used any of the penalties either.
No, he didn't jump out.
When you're a young buck getting in there, thrown in there for the first time.
Yeah, and he learned from last week. He jumped outside, got a little, happy or whatever. Look, I get it, man. I mean, I guess if there's ever any penalties with a young guy that's never played, you can kind of, all right, I understand this experience. You just don't want your experienced players to be you know who it is.
Yeah, everybody gets one.
Right.
The more
and then that's it.
Yeah.
But when you old, you get half or zero. Right. Yeah.
Like I want Osborne's giving you nothing.
We got to look at circumstances. But I want to say that for him is good, and looking, it's also good if you're a local kid, you come in and get an opportunity. If I'm Gunner, I'm thinking and I'm trying to prepare like you're never getting your spot back. If I'm Sierra Wright, I'm saying the same thing. I don't care. You got to play. I'm going to make you play me. Straight up. This is a phenomenal opportunity. There's something, obviously you want to think about the team, but yeah, if you take advantage of this opportunity, it's a great opportunity for you individually, and the team benefits. Why would you not think that you shouldn't be starting for the rest of the season if you're Gunnar Gatula? Why? What do you think? You're just going to sit here and just fart on a seat and keep it warm in the winter and somebody else comes sit down? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never getting up out of the seat. Now, granted, if you got to play turn, but look, I'm going to know I'm playing because I'm marching right in that office. And obviously, what's up? Because that's what you want as a coach and as a player. You want players to take advantage of, you might not like how you got the opportunity, but you got to take advantage of it when it happens. A couple texts here. Eric says that backup penalty was on the rule. I didn't even see it.
They got the sideline warning, and then he was barking again, and apparently he crept over the sideline. It was the sideline warning And that was where he got that penalty again.
Because they had it at the beginning of the game. That's right. They had they did both at the beginning of the game. And then what did he do? Through his headset?
I can't remember. They didn't have.
I like it though.
But he was looking at. I know he was pointing at the line, like going like this. Like I didn't cross it. You can't call that. So I think that was what that was.
And then he dinged you up just because. Right? There was a lot. Everybody was a little spicy.
They didn't have the angle. I don't know if they actually crossed the white line again, but
it was a little spicy. Hey, Coach Rule. Coach Rule, I like it. Get a little spicy.
That's where I will say that's the angriest I've seen Rule so far.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you this, and then we'll get the break. He's better than me with that Padoni penalty. I don't know what I know I would have got a penalty because I know he was upset, rightfully so.
I think he would have, but I think they knew they were that wrong.
Yeah,
I really.
And they were hoping that the screen pass was behind the line of scrimmage. So it'd be like, okay, we can give you a touchdown. But there was no way in hell that thing was behind that. That's what they were hoping.
That was the weirdest thing.
And you know what the best thing is? Their sphincter muscle was so fucking uptight. Ron, we'll get to you after the break. Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle, brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging. We'll be right back.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Tailored Life is your headquarters for all things fall in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, mums, and more. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own. Always in the driver's seat, huh? Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot. Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop. Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Join us this Tuesday, October 1st from 6 to 8 a.m. when the break meets the bird. That's right, early break at Early Bird, 19th and K from 6 to 8 a.m. Stop by, see myself, Steve Sipple, and Bill Bush for live remote and the best breakfast in town with free parking. Early Bird, 19th and K on Tuesday, October 1st. We'll see you there.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Abby with Midwest Bank. Stop by our new location at 70th and Pioneers. Our new full-service branch does it all. From our friendly staff to our easy online banking and mobile app, you get all the technology of a big bank that you need, but you still get the hometown customer service that you want. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Are your feet just killing you? You feel like all hope is lost? Say goodbye to discomfort and hello to pain relief at Brown Shoe Fit. They offer expert advice along with high-quality products to help you find the right solution tailored to your specific needs. Need a different width? Not a problem. Brown's carries a wide range of widths in store. Brown Shoe Fit on 66th and Q.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. You're listening to Inside the Huddle with Jay Foreman, sponsored by Advanced Medical Imaging.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle, brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging, 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. Once again, Dr. Raz and Dr. Finn, they'll take good care of you over there, along with the rest of the crew. They know me over there, and they will see me again very soon. And I'm excited. My dogs are hurting. Anyways, look, man, an ugly win is always better than an ugly loss. We've had an ugly loss, and then we had an ugly win. And I think the focus cannot just be solely on the positive second half. It's got to be, okay, well, we got to look at systematically what we need to do individually and collectively to start out faster. I felt like actually offensively, like I said, we were agreeing with that we were actually moving the ball. So let's work on why are we stubbing our toe to kind of be stuck in the mud. Obviously, you got to. I think Coach Foley got a new snapper in there in the second half.
It looked like it. I couldn't tell you exactly.
Yeah, so you just got to keep working at it, man. And everybody wants to blame the kicker. I mean, snap, hold, kick. I'm telling you, man, it has to be perfect. And
there was some holding issues. There was one that got fumbled a little bit.
Yeah, and it was a little low snap.
Hole had to hesitate a little bit.
Right,
but at the same time, if your hole, it's a chip shot. Like even if it hesitated a little bit, you don't need to get all your leg underneath it.
Yeah.
The whole system, you don't want to hesitate.
Yeah, you got to get the system down. Everybody wants to blame the kicker. There's a lot of, I guess, blame, but that's not going to do you any good. You got to address it, and you got to keep working at it and try to find different teaching techniques to have the light go on. And then also you got to maybe put in some more work, because that's where the confidence is going to come from. So if you've only, especially with the snap in the hole, you just got to keep kind of working your way through it, put more time, working your way through it, talk through it. And then also just, hunker down yourself. But ultimately, a win is a win. Wins are hard, 4-1. And a big game coming in. Rutgers is probably, I think, going to be the best team that you're going to play. But also, I think my man Jed Fish and the Washington Huskies showed you a little glimpse. You spread them out. One of their best players, his last name is Torrey. He was a linebacker. He's out, I think, for the season. They have two really good playmakers. They got Lewis, and they got number 22. I always laugh because he's like 6'5", playing middle linebacker, about Powell. And they got some good DBs and great, and they got a really, really good running back and two running backs. But so we got to win the line of scrimmage. We got to come out ready to go. We can't depend on the crowd noise and homecoming and being at 3:00. I think the game is. We have got to have the best week of preparation, both mentally, physically, and spiritually. And then we got to be able to apply that out on the field, because not because of the crowd, not because of Instagram, because we want to. We do that, it will be a tough game. Every game is going to be a tough game in the Big Ten. But you will get, I will say you'll get 2 wins out of this when you beat them. 1, because you beat Rutgers. 2, because a win that you can go back and draw upon one of the top teams in the Big Ten that you beat, and we will beat them at home. But we're off the air until next week. We're turning it over to Fitness Fanatics, right? And that's right now.
Yeah. We got Jeff's out there in Baltimore right now, getting ready for a Baltimore Ravens game. So he's gonna be doing it live from Baltimore.
Well, we got to ask him. He will only get credit if he's had some Maryland Blue Crabs.
We'll find out.
We're gonna find out Monday.
Maryland
I want to
Blue
report.
Crabs.
Yeah. So, anyways, thanks for listening in. Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle, Advanced Medical Imaging. We'll holler at you next week.